I'm James Kohut. I'm an Alderman candidate in Ward 6. I'm running because Calgary has the worst democracy in Canada according to Democracy Watch. And what I want to do is unleash real democracy for Calgary. And some of the ways that we need to fix our democratic situation here is by banning the alderman and the mayor from obtaining as much donation money as they want from an individual. We must put a cap on donations. It's ridiculous that the mayor, for example, can obtain $13,000 in donations from a single individual. This leads to a two-tier democratic election system, essentially, where one rich person can out-donate many individual average voters. This isn't what real democracy is about. So we must put a cap on political donations. We need to ban corporate and union donations. Corporations have no business being involved in our political system here in Calgary. We also have to stop the alderman and mayor from shifting donations from one election to another. If somebody donates, let's say, $1,000 to the mayor, for example, in one campaign, and he decides he doesn't like the mayor in the next campaign, well, the mayor could have his money for the next campaign and spend it. And that's not a good democratic process. Also, we need to stop the alderman and mayor from spending as much money as they like in an election. This is illegal at other government levels. We need to have spending caps on our politicians here. Otherwise, we create a dollarocracy here, an American-style dollarocracy election system where the guy who spends dominates the media and dominates the voices. We need a level playing field so all candidates are on the same level. Ward 6 has great traffic problems. The infrastructure in Ward 6, the road transportation system, was developed in the 1960s. Sarcee Trail was a ring road on the edge of Calgary at one time, and now it's deep into Calgary. And we need to ban further annexations, not only annexations of land here in Calgary, not only on the west side of Calgary, but all around Calgary. And we need to stop the urban sprawl. We need to create higher densities for development and increase the utilization of our current infrastructure. We need to bring in better bus transportation. We need to bring in LRT transportation. And we need higher density developments along these transportation routes so that people get better value out of their transportation dollars, including for roads, buses, LRT systems, etc. The homeless situation in Calgary is terrible. Here we have the richest city in Canada, and all three levels of government servicing Calgarians are doing really nothing to address the homeless issue in Calgary. Homelessness, I believe, could be eradicated here in 6 months if we really wanted to get rid of it. Mobile home parks can be expanded very quickly in Calgary. We need a city council that will accept mobile home parks. Mobile home parks provide cheap housing for low-income Calgarians, and they can be erected very, very quickly. It takes a commitment. We also need to expand homeless shelters. For example, the City of Calgary could be using facilities owned by the City of Calgary to house homeless temporarily. The Bears Paw facility on the edge of Calgary in the west Bowness area could be used. Right now it is housing trucks. It could be used to house people and take people out of the cold. Some renovations would be required, and the number one bus route would have to be extended to the facility to provide transportation for these people so they can come and use the system so they can go to their jobs, go to their food stores, whatever. Changing the building codes here in Calgary would not only help create lower cost housing, it would help the environment. rather than cutting down forests for wood that we need desperately to reduce greenhouse gases, we can use something like rammed earth, which is existing all over the place here. Rammed earth houses have been built for thousands of years. You find them all through the Middle East, Europe, China. The Great Wall of China was built from rammed earth. It's standing very solidly. If you saw the David Suzuki Nature of Things program, the feature on Randy Bachman's house, his house was built with rammed earth. It's a beautiful house. Looks like sedimentary layers running through it, and he's got fossil imprints in it. It's stunning. Straw bale houses. There's straw bales being created here in Calgary that could be used to build housing with. And also these materials are more fire resistant. Recycling in Calgary needs to move forward. Calgary is one of the few municipalities, large municipalities in Canada, where there isn't a decent recycling system. And we need a recycling system that covers everything and also is cheap. We cannot increase tax levels for poor Calgarians in particular. I believe recycling can be done without raising taxes in Calgary. We need to shift funds from other areas, perhaps road transportation, and shift them into areas like recycling. And we need to educate people more about recycling, but also reducing their garbage and the things they buy. We need to listen very carefully to that number 1R, reduce. Stop buying so much stuff. Reduce the amount of packaging you're using so you're not recycling as much. Compost in your own gardens. You can compost on your own balcony, on your apartment if you like. There are ways to do it. We need to ban the use of cosmetic pesticides. In my backyard, before I sold my house just recently, my whole backyard was a vegetable garden, growing pesticide-free vegetables. Far tastier than anything you'll find in any superstore. For the environment, we must get more cars off the road. We must encourage more carpooling. We must encourage more bikes, alternative transportation. We must encourage the city fleet to run on alternative fuels. I want to expand the income of homeowners in Calgary. I want homeowners to put solar panels on their roofs, perhaps wind turbines that are quiet, and feed the power to the grid by reversing the meter, your electrical meter. We need net metering or reverse metering here in Calgary so that Calgarians can produce green-friendly power, sell it back to the grid, and help supply Alberta's energy needs that are growing and have a lack of supply. So Calgarians should have the right to earn money on green sources of energy, and we need the diversification within our electrical grid. People in Ward 6 should vote for me, James Kohut, because I am Calgary's champion for democracy. I have a long record of fighting for real democracy in this city at all 3 levels of government. An election is not all what democracy is about. People have to participate. And if people don't vote, democracy will die. So I urge people to unleash real democracy, make democracy job number 1 on October 15th, get out and vote for real democracy.